Hello everyone, Mike the MC, bringing another self-care video. Today I'm going to share with you number 229 of the Catechism and an interesting question. Right, this one is interesting because 229 talks about, you cannot substitute anything for God, right? God is the one solution of all time. Now, let me ask you this. With crooked roads or not possibly the perfect solution, can those still lead to God, knowing that you're finding that right solution, right? Can you have the pieces that will lead you to the whole? And I think this is something to consider that is very special, because the thing is, we know who the solution is, but if we don't know him, we're finding little pieces of him, little nuggets and people or experiences. Will you and I come to know our Lord just naturally in this reality? Will we come to think, hey, there is something beyond us that's really in control, beyond the gravity, the way the whole world works? There's someone that really got this whole place going. So maybe I should think of that. Who is the creator of this place? So let me share with you number 229 before we're going further on the topic. So 229 states the following. Faith in God leads us to turn to him alone as our first origin and our ultimate goal, and neither to prefer anything to him nor to substitute anything for him. Right? Not to prefer anything in front of him. So you could think of other distractions, right? The cell phone, the media, the sports, even the distractions, drugs, alcohol, pornography, all the things that you see on Reddit, ChatGPT, right? All the subtle ones, right? Distances, locations, right? And the thing with all of those distractions, you could say, these are false gods. That would be from a Catholic perspective. These are false idols. The more you imitate that idol, the more you become that idol. So for example, if I'm looking at the camera and I just see the circle in front of me and I'm like talking to it and I'm like, ooh, I'll talk back to the camera as a computer, right? I imagine that I am a computer talking to a computer, right? I am becoming the object itself. Now, see, that's the thing that is scary. And that's what it's referring to from a Catholic perspective, to not become the actual object itself, because you and I are not that. But the point is that going back to God, God sets you free. That is the beautiful thing. When you free yourself, he frees you from turning into an object, from turning into someone or something that is evil, right? I feel so bad for people who fall into, in one context, one example, for the adult world, right? And you're thinking, oh man, poor ladies, guys that fall into the situation. Survival, yes, I get it. But then on the other hand, it's like, okay, all the objectification, all of the injuries that are not noticed outside of the camera, and you're thinking, man, poor people in their lives, and then why they do drugs and all these different things to cope with the pain, and it's like, oh my gosh. See, life is painful, right? We don't have to go into the muck as far as making our lives terrible. We can go in to save people, of course, but be strong yourself. If you have something to give, then you're able to give. Always remember that. If you want to become someone who can supply other people, you have to be willing to build yourself, say no, get stronger, and then once you have everything built, your business, your resources, then give to the world, give to people as much as you can. Help them in their problems and their struggles. How many of us want to protect our world and our communities? I do. Do you? I hope you do. Hope we can change the world in some better way as far as using our leadership and ability to communicate to other people the needs of others that they don't have some certain resources. We can be communicators. We can be educators. And right, from a social work perspective, from what I'm going for my degree, that's the education piece as far as what I would be as an advocate, trying to talk with people to share the good news, that there are good things happening, but we have to be strong and willing to share and grow those resources to help other people in the long run, right? That's my perspective, a long run. Yes, help you now if I can, but in the long run, for longer health for the community, I'm always thinking like that. How can I have multiple houses in one spot? How can I have several resources? Okay, and it comes back to the one source, right? So the one who was the owner, the distributor, he took care of himself. But the thing is, beyond the distributor and the owner, there's a creator that got all the owners motivated for their products. You see these on different shows, okay? Who motivated them? The one who gave them the gifts to think outside the box, right? The creator, God. And so always remember that God is unique, awesome, and then if you don't put an object in front of him, you set the object aside, you keep him in front of you, you'll be okay. You'll be free to make smart decisions, help your people make smart decisions for your business, your family, for yourself, and you'll be able to get out of the hole and the terrible situations, the box, so that way you can climb out and bring other people out with you to a healthier, happier life. Excuse me. You got this. You can do this. You got this. Be strong and courageous. Be willing to think and dare to be a good leader to help other people. I know you'll be able to do it. I can do it too. I'm hoping we're doing good things. So the thing is, don't turn into the item. Don't turn into the object. Be unique. Protect yourself. So that is why it's good to be selfish in that regard, or humble. Humble to set aside the distraction, but you're selfish for the good thing and bring that good thing to other people. And I think that's something you can work with. All right, everyone. I hope this video finds you well today with 229 of the Catechism. Don't give up on your life. Don't give up on yourself. Be strong and courageous. And always remember that you and I can do good things in this world. We can do good, say no to the terrible things. We don't have to turn into objects themselves. We can create and share with people what they need. And we can free ourselves up to give devotion and thanks each day to the one who gave us those strengths in the first place. All right, everyone. I hope this video finds you well today. Take care. Have a good one.